welcome to Off-Grid North Idaho. Today we're going to be unboxing and assembling our brand new all-season solar cooker. There's going to be a link in the description below to go buy the cooker if you would like one. Please like our video by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you can get new videos every week for how-tos on everyday living off-grid. And stay tuned to the end to see me struggling with the cooker and find out the very common mistake I made that caused me so much trouble. Hi, welcome to Off-Grid North Idaho. This is one of our first videos. We live in beautiful northern part of Idaho. We live off-grid in Homestead, and we would love to share what we're doing with you. Today we have a new solar oven. We're going to try this out. I'm just opening the box and I've never used one before, so we will go through this together. This is an all seasons sun oven. Purchased it from Soul Cook, and this is what it's coming with. This is a rack that will go inside. Looks like we have some instructions, thank goodness. Some plastic. And these, I believe, are the panels that make up the oven itself. So from doing a little research on YouTube and on the internet, these all seasons are more of a solar reflective cooker than an oven outright, because it doesn't have the oven box. That's what makes these more portable and very much less expensive, which was a big factor in our considerations. So this is going to assemble together something like this. They'll have the rack inside of it, and we will be able to adjust it. Here's a cute little bag, looks like a little muslin linen bag, full of all the clips. I know that it uses clips to hold things in position. There's a bottom piece in the box, which is some kind of marking film, it says, 3M. So we'll look at the instructions to see what that's for. So this comes with some printed instructions, and they say very clearly that one of the first things to do is you want to lay your body of your cooker out flat on a surface that's covered with a tablecloth. We used a sheet today. And you're going to go ahead and make a lot of folds. This cooker comes flat, and when you first assemble it, it's going to be a pretty squarish shape. But the goal is to get it into more of a rounded shape, more octagonal almost. And to achieve that, they're using scores along the body on diagonals. So they suggest that you fold these back and forth a few times on all of the score marks. They also suggest that you can use white gloves to prevent fingerprints on the reflective side, which would be a great idea. I'm not doing that today, but that would be a great idea. And I'm sure that fingerprints and smudge marks reduce the reflectivity, so that probably makes a good difference. Now, we've already done this once, and I actually used a ruler the first time and placed it along the score marks to help make sure I'm folding on a straight edge. Okay, to begin assembling the body of the cooker, we're going to lay it out now with the reflective side up. And I'm going to try not to blind anybody via YouTube like this. We're going to first do the side. So we fold up this side panel first. You can see it's got a diagonal and a bolt hole. Then we're going to fold in this triangular piece and attach it with a carriage bolt. The instructions say that you can come from the outside in or the other way around, but they suggest that you get more adjustable range of motion later if you go from the outside in on this particular bolt connection. And so it uses the carriage bolt through both pieces of the body, then a metal washer, and then your wing nut. Really simple, and then you just repeat on the other side. Carriage bolt, washer, wing nut. If you weren't doing this on camera, I would highly suggest wearing sunglasses while you assemble it and work with it. It is very reflective. So carriage bolt in through the little triangular flap right here, then through the hole in the side of the body, washer, and the wing nut. And just standing here, I can already feel the heat reflecting up, so I do think that this is going to work really well. And you can see that it's beginning to take shape. Okay, the next part we're going to do is we're going to connect the bottom reflectors with the upper reflectors, and we use this, they call this the elevator bar. You'll notice it's kind of a trapezoid shape. The short side of it is going to go to the front or open part of your cooker, and it's going to connect up here to this hole in the very rounded reflector. So you're going to be coming from the inside out on this one. You'll take a carriage bolt and come right through that hole in your upper rounded reflector, and then you're going to use a little hex nut. This is going to give you a little bit of spacing there because you're going to have it resting on top of the side panel right here of your cooker. And this is how you will be adjusting the cooker to catch the rays of the sun at the best angle. It's pretty clever, and I really like it. So then you put on your elevator bar. Again, your short side's going towards the open part, right through this hole on that same carriage bolt. Then a metal washer and a wing nut. Now you're going to place this inside the side flap. You want your upper reflector inside, your hex nut sits and rides right on top of the side, and then your elevator arm rides right out here on the outside. And then you're going to connect your elevator arm to your lower reflector. So you want your lower reflector to come on the outside of your side piece. So you've got upper reflector, side panel, lower reflector, and then you'll get your elevator arm connected right there. To connect these ones, you come with a carriage bolt first through the lower reflector, and then they've included rubber washers as well. So you're going to stack two together, again to provide spacing and cushion. Then you're going to put it through the lower hole in the elevator arm, right there. Utilize a metal washer now and a wing nut. And this is how you complete the side. So again, the top reflector goes inside your side panel, then your side panel, then your elevator arm. Lower reflector is going outside your side panel, and then the elevator arm. We'll repeat on the other side. So here we are to do this side. So we're going to go ahead and put our upper reflector inside the side panel. Come straight through with the carriage bolt. Then the little hex nut to give it this proper spacing and allow it to ride on top of the side panel. Our elevator arm, stay back, Ray. Again, short side to the open front of the cooker. And a washer and our wing nut. And we're going to set the lower elevator arm to the lower reflector. So, carriage bolt comes straight through. Two rubber washers. We're taping, Rachel. And then the elevator arm out here on the outside. right there, metal washer, and your wing nut. Right here. So that's the quick and pretty simple assembly of this. Now, this is still looking pretty square and boxy, and what they are recommending is that you bring your top and lower reflectors up to meet each other a few times, that you work on flexing all these different bends, all these different folds that we scored and made. Ideally, you would like to have, ignore the livestock wandering around, you'd like to have about 25 inches from here to here in your dimensions to give it more of a rounded appearance. The next thing that you put on is your sun finder. So that comes with this really clever little gadget. It's a nice piece of wood. It's got a cut here, and you can see that it's got the shorter oak side right here, the shorter solid side. You're going to put that on the top edge of your cooker with your shorter side facing the open area, and this will help you locate the best angle for receiving the sun. So it just sits right up there about the center, and you can see that it's casting a little shadow here. As you turn this way and this, your shadow is moving. You would like to ideally also, as you move this up and down, this is where the elevator arm comes in. You can put your hand on the base and hold it, theoretically. Okay, so I was switched places. It was getting way too hot out in the sun again, and I was starting to show you how this flexes to catch the best sunlight, and I was having trouble with it. So I went back and I looked at the instructions again, and I made a mistake. So because it's a common mistake, probably lots of people could make, let's go ahead and go through what I was doing wrong. Remember, we have these panels. They call this the upper reflector or the A reflector, the one that's really curved. The lower reflector is more angular and has more straight edge. This is the lower reflector. And then you have your side panel right in here, this really squarish one, and that's your side panel. The order that these go in should be your upper reflector, the real curved one, then your side panel, then your lower reflector, and your elevator bar on the outside of the whole shebang. I did this side correctly. When I got over to this side, I did not do it correctly. As you can see here, we've got our upper reflector, then the lower reflector, then the side panel. That's not going to give me the proper movement. So I'm going to take off this lower part and adjust things correctly. So I'm taking off the wing nut, pull off the lower part of this elevator bar and the washer, pull off the rubber washers, and then get this one to the outside. Now I've got my upper reflector, my side panel, and now my lower reflector. That's the way that it should go. And that provides the proper friction that still gives it the movement. So carriage bolt, this is 2 of these rubber washers. Fit those on there. Then the elevator bar, right through the hole, metal washer, and the wing nut. That should be able to be adjusted now. So we turn it back around. I hold it right here by this flap. There we go. Now I can adjust up and I can adjust down. All the way up, all the way down. If you're in the middle of winter or the dead of summer and you have more extremes, you can also, this is typically the base. These upper reflectors, the very curved ones, it typically sits like this. And you can see also from the side, Soul Cook is printed on the side to give you an indication that this is the usual orientation, this side up. But you can also flip the whole thing this way, and that can give you different angles. So depending on where you're at, you might want or need different angles for the sun. so you can do even more adjustments this way. I think we'll be working with it this way. We're going to take a short break while I cool off, and then we'll take it back out into the sunshine, put our rack in, and try to cook some rice.